We got UFC featherweight Dan Ige here on the program, who's got a pretty crazy story to tell. I was reading his tweets this morning, and I got to hear his side of things. Dan, first off, how are you? And you got to tell us about the story involving a USADA imposter.
Yeah, what's up, James? I'm doing all right, man. You know, I could be better. I was pretty livid this morning, but I got a good training session in, so I feel a little better. You know, took it out on some weights, but yeah. Let me just kind of take you from the beginning. So 6:30 a.m. typical wake up call from USADA. Hear my doorbell ringing maybe 6 or 8 times. I get up, get dressed, run to the door, open the door, and these people are just like, "Hey, we're here to take your blood." So I didn't think twice, like, oh, who are the? I'm just thinking USADA. Okay, they're here to do their job, take my blood. So I let them in, and you know, sometimes we do our paperwork before, sometimes we do it after. So they just said, "Okay, are you ready to get blood?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they took a good amount of blood. So the lady starts taking my blood. She took maybe 3 or 4 like pretty big vials, and I was like, "Hey, that's kind of a lot of blood for a test, you know." They're like, "Oh, you know, this is for your labs." So I was thinking, like, for my labs, all right. Well, are we gonna do some paperwork? She's like, "Oh, no paperwork. It's all digital." So I'm thinking, like, I'm still not really thinking like this.
Plus, it's
is
early
not
in the morning
USADA.
too. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
super
fault you.
early. I had maybe one eye open, like, so, and the lady was really nice. Don't get me wrong. Like, she was a nice foreign lady, um, just doing her job. And so we get to the paperwork part, and she's like, "Okay, last name." I say Ige, first name Dan, and she's like, "Oh, you're not John?" And I'm like, "John? No, I I don't know who John is." And she's like, "Oh, this isn't one." Okay, I'm not gonna give away my street name.
Obviously, yeah. I was gonna say I was gonna stop you there for a second, but yeah, this isn't 123 Brown Drive or something. Yeah.
Yeah, so this isn't 123 Brown Drive, but if you follow, let's just say I live on Brown Drive.
Yeah.
If you follow Brown Drive around the corner,
Yeah.
it turns at my house where I live. It turns into a different street,
Right.
and so I think she meant to go to 123 Apple Drive,
Yeah.
but she came to Brown Drive, and at that point, I was like, "Well, what the fuck are you doing in my house?" I was pretty pissed off, but I didn't want to go off on her.
Right.
And so I kindly told her, "Okay, you know, bye bye."
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even think about it, but she took my blood and everything. She still has it out there. I don't know where. I just went to the neighbor's house to see if and no one answered. I knocked on the door because I want to try to find out, like,
You gotta get your blood back, man. I don't know what's going on.
or who this is. I don't want to get cloned or, you know, end up at a crime scene somewhere.
Yeah,
It's kind of nuts, dude.
well, what do you even do at this point? Because, like, I mean, she obviously didn't do her job. Like, how does she not get ID first? That's the thing I don't get.
Yeah.
So, and it was just like, I think this is just like a really like weird situation. Like, she didn't do her job, and like obviously a bad scenario with you already getting tested by USADA.
Yeah, so for me, it was like no surprise. I understand if I'm some random dude and someone comes up to take my blood, I'm not going to just let them come in my house.
Right.
But I'm subject to testing at all times.
Yeah.
So I did not think twice, and maybe I should have been like, "Can I see your credentials?" But I'm just I cooperate. You know, I'm always like, I don't like to give people a hard time. I just want them to get in and out, do their job, and leave. Especially at 6 in the morning.
Right.
So yeah, I was pretty livid this morning. You know, I can't go back and you know, take my blood back, but I am trying to figure out who took my blood.
Right.
It's kind of crazy, you know. So there's people in need that could actually use my blood, but I just gave it away for nothing. So I don't know. I was pretty mad. I want a T-shirt or something. I want a USADA T. I don't know.
At least a cookie. They give you a cookie when you donate blood,
I
usually,
want a
right?
sticker. Yeah, I want a cookie. I don't know, lollipop. I didn't get any of that.
Okay. Well, that's crazy. Well, hopefully that works out. And hopefully if anyone's watching this, maybe if they live in Las Vegas, maybe they know people who take blood. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's unfortunate that happened. Before I let you go here, what's the latest with you? It seemed like you and Bryce Mitchell were going to fight, and now it doesn't seem like that is happening. What's the latest on that?
I don't know, dude. I'm not gonna waste my time or energy on someone who doesn't want to fight me. You know, I said I was just trying to make a fight. You know, I thought it was a good fight. He's 11-0. You know, so I hit him up on Twitter, and he wants to fight me in his backyard, but he doesn't want to fight me on the biggest show of the year. So for me, it makes no sense. He's saying I'm going here and talking trash on Twitter. I'm just speaking facts, and I'm trying to get a fight. That's
Right.
it. I mean, it's not anything personal against Bryce Mitchell, but some of his responses kind of made it like, all right, this guy's an idiot, man. I wouldn't mind beating him up for money, but I'm not going to go beat that guy up in his backyard or whatever he wants to do. Uh, I don't know.
Okay,
So
so
we'll
if you had to take a guess, that fight's probably not happening next, just with the timeline and everything. Because when you say biggest card, do you mean UFC 239 in July?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Okay.
that's my time frame. That's when I want to return. That's still a lot. That's far away. He's not injured. He said he wants to fight in August, but I don't want to miss out on an opportunity for someone else. Like
Yeah.
I'm not putting myself on a pedestal here, but I'm giving him an opportunity to, I'm on the come up too. So I'm not saying I'm better than him or I'm above him, but you know, I won 3 in a row. People say I should be knocking on the door of the top 15, but I wanna keep earning my way and beating. I want to beat everybody. I don't want to just take a shortcut to the top 15 and whatever to the title, but I want to beat everyone and work my way up. There's a lot of other guys. I don't have I don't only have to fight Bryce Mitchell. It was a fight I think would be exciting because he's pretty funky, and with my style, we'd make a good fight. So that's the fight we went active. I mean after, but I'm not like gonna sit here and waste my time and type on the keyboard and hey, come fight. That's not my style. It's just trying to,
Yeah,
you
and
know,
that's time you could be in the gym too, right? Is getting in those rounds and stuff like you usually are, right? So rather than being on Twitter, you can get focus on the
yeah,
task at
yeah.
hand.
And I'm always training, so whatever comes my way, we'll make the correct, calculations, and we'll get the job done, whoever it is. So
Two more questions for you before we go. I see you've been doing a lot of traveling. I saw you with Brian Butler last weekend. What's the latest? It seems like you're everywhere every other weekend, just with the jobs and everything.
yeah, I'm still working, pretty much full time, especially when I don't have a fight. I just came back from Atlanta. We had 4 guys under our agency that we managed on that card, and then I may be going to Miami next week. I don't know yet. I'm in the process of buying a house,
I
so
saw that. How's that going?
yeah,
Is that a bit
uh,
stressful or?
it's a little stressful, but like a good stressful. It's exciting, and yeah, I'm just super pumped, but I'm definitely motivated. I'm gonna be starting from scratch again, so I do want to get a fight and get another bonus. I'm addicted.
Yeah, you should put another poll up on Twitter. It seemed like people had some good responses to who your next opponent should be.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll go ahead and we'll see. I know there's some guys out there that just won at that I think would make sense, but we'll see what the matchmakers come up with. And I'm not one to turn down fights. I'm just here to work hard and work humbly and work my way to the top.
Speaking of working hard and working humble, last question before I go. Your buddy Puna Soriano getting on Contender Series. How happy were you? We've been talking about him for a while. This is long
Yeah,
overdue.
yeah, I'm so happy, man. I've watched this kid grow all the way from. I met him at ninth grade. I was in ninth grade. He wasn't even in high school yet, but I met him at the bus stop. We have a funny story. Just like I don't know how we connected, but he had some gummy worms and he shared them with me,
Right.
and we became best
It
friends.
was
And
true. It was true friendship from the gummy worms. Yeah.
oh yeah, it was true friendship. And yeah, I watched him just go his whole high school career, did great in wrestling. Then went into college. He was a beast in college. Actually, I went to Iowa first, and then he followed me. And then when I came back, I started fighting MMA. Then he finished college, and he started fighting MMA. And then I moved to Vegas, and then he moved to Vegas. So it's just awesome to see him grow and finally get his opportunity. But the kid's a stud, man, and he's he's a threat to the freaking top 10 right now. Like
Yeah.
he can go in there and beat guys right now. But I'm just excited to see him get a shot, and the world will finally see who Puna Soriano is. Yeah.
Dan, can't thank you enough for doing this. I literally texted you this morning. I'm like, hey, do you have time? You had time. I appreciate it. Just
Yeah.
anything you got to plug, any social media, any sponsors, the floor is yours.
No, I mean, yeah, if you guys want to go check out my rant on Instagram and Twitter, it's Dynamite Dan 808. But other than that, thank you.